Welcome to Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative and holistic solutions to better health and wellness through intentional living. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again on another episode of Health Coach for Women. Today, I just want to jump right on in. I hope you are all having an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month, and an amazing year so far. So I want to go ahead and jump right on in. But first, if you haven't subscribed just yet, please go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And of course, I always have a quote for you, and it's usually related to the topic. All right. So you have to understand that most people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so injured, so helplessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. That was by Morpheus from The Matrix. I like that. So that brings me to today's topic, awakening from the matrix, the journey to truth. What exactly is the matrix? So what would be a good way to define the matrix?
To know what it is. The matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me.
Right? And so the matrix, in my own words, is where we are living in this, I would say, false reality, based on systems we have been led to believe as truth, as reality. So the matrix is living in this world, this reality of what we believe to be true. So what do I mean by that? Because everything that we've learned as we're coming now and seeing that we are learning and now finding out were basically lies, right? Lies. And so this whole system, right? And I can get into, and I'm not going to touch on politics or anything like, although it may fall under the umbrella of it somewhat, right? But this whole system of working, following these societal norms, right? Certain things that we thought, oh, in order to get this, you need to get a good job, get a good city job, get a good government job, so you can work and have the American dream, right? Like so many things. We find out so many things about things that we thought were true, right? Things that we thought that was true, such as history itself. Perfect example. History, his story, right? His story. But somewhere in there lies the truth. Because people will share their versions in order to achieve what their own hidden agendas, right? How many of you grew up in back in the day when they said Christopher Columbus founded the Americas, right? And we know that that is not true, and they are now saying it, coming out with the truth, saying that it's not true. That because how could you discover something there where there were already people there, right? So now I don't know. I think they've taken him out of the history books on that. I don't know. But I'm saying the point of what I'm trying to make is that in a society where we are indoctrinated on certain ideals, certain beliefs, certain maybe values, opinions, morals, right? With some of those things, they're fine, right? And some of those things are needed. Some of those things are needed as far as order and keeping order in society, right? So there needs to be some form of government in order, right? But some of these things that we have been indoctrinated on has been nothing more than a system installed in place, set in place to keep us at a certain level, to keep us at a certain level and to keep us dumbed down from knowing the truth of who we really are. Ooh, what am I talking about? What is she talking about? I'm going to explain that to you. I'm going to get into it. All right. So, you know, um, we have been taught so many things that we been instilled in our mind, and we know and I can talk about the school system, the American school system, right? And the whole system itself, that it's failing. We know that it's failing, and someone said it's failed. It failed a long time ago, right? Um, and that's why people invest in putting their children in private school, charter schools, right? Because it's just not working, right? And some things are left out. Where in school, where in school do you learn about business? Where in school do you learn about entrepreneurship? Where in school do you learn about spirituality? Where in school, now we know that they keep religions out of school, but where in school do you learn about connection, oneness, right? Um, Understanding, learning about the laws of nature, learning about other things, things that we can carry on into our life long term, that can benefit us long term, right? Simple things that can help in our mental health, can help with our spiritual, mental, physical well-being, such as helping with anxiety, right? Just being in nature, right? What it can do for a person, being out in nature, connecting, right, with other human beings, connecting with nature, animals, right? Planting your feet on the bare soil, grounding, right? Earthing, grounding, same thing. What about those things? Why are we never taught any of those things? Why are we taught certain things that we will never even use again in our life, right? Why are we taught things like learning how to do certain things, learning things where we are limited, right? Limited in where you live, limited in your income, limited in the places where you can go, the things you can do, right? And 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 that's why I like that quote that Morpheus said, that most people are not ready to be unplugged, and many of them are so injured, right? Injured, so hopelessly dependent on the system. Now, injured, and also so injured and so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. They will fight to protect it, right? And I can talk about uh, welfare, food stamps, right? I can talk about government programs where things that's supposed to be in place to help someone, to help them get a start, where some people have made it a lifetime choice and a lifetime, I wouldn't even call it a career, but a lifetime way of being, a lifetime way of living, right? Just live off the system, right? Even though they are not really physically disabled or disabled in any other kind of way. And I remember, back in the day, um, you hear in stories of people having more children just so they can get more money in food stamps. Now, listen, let me just say this. I'm all for stay-at-home moms taking care of the children, right? We all don't have that luxury, but I'm all for that. But I'm also, and I have nothing against stay-at-home moms, because I've been a stay-at-home mom for a short period. When I had my son, I wanted to stay home. I took off work. I wanted to stay home and spend the early months with raising my son. And that's what I did. And so that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to being dependent on a system, being dependent on a certain way of being where you feel entitled, or you feel that this is the way how I can get by and live off the government. And a lot of that can come from different things, right? And so you have to be, if you're an ambitious person, we use that as a stepping stone to help us along the way, because we all hit some hard times where we need help, where we need assistance, right? I myself, at one point, when I had my daughter, had applied for food stamps and things like that to help me, but I also worked, right? I also worked. I also was always striving, right? Even to this day, I'm always striving. That's just me and who I am. So I'm always striving, not for perfection, but for always striving to do more, to be to elevate myself on a higher level. I'm always striving to do that. Now that may not be the case for everyone, right? That may not be your goal, your aspiration, whatever. And I'm not there's no judgment here on my part for that. What I'm saying is this system that has been put in place where some people don't even want to dream anymore. Some people dare not to dream, dare not to really live, dare not to really be the best of who they can be, because of this indoctrination of these false ideals, right? And so that brings me to the topic of what I'm talking about, and talking about being in a matrix, right? And following these societal norms of that the only way that you can get ahead, is that in order way to you have to have an education, you have to have this degree, you have to have this, or you need this in order to accomplish this, right? And we know, listen, we know that people have gone to college and have ended up with nothing but a bunch of student debt, right? We know that, right? Um, so going to school, going out, taking out these loans, and getting these degrees, only to work a low level salary career, a low level job, not even working in the field that you went to school for and earned a degree in. How many people have done that? So it's showing you that this stuff is systematically designed that way, right? It's systematically designed that way. And so unless you get out of that mindset of feeling that this path is the only path, right? That you have to do this, or you have to have uh this certain whatever aspiration or goal, or follow the norm, right? Following the masses of that we need to have a job and pay taxes. Work, pay taxes, die, right? That's the cycle. Work, pay taxes, die, right? Have you thought about what you pay in taxes? Have you thought about how much you pay in taxes? How much you really earn after your taxes, right? Okay, so it's about 20%, not factoring your regular uh local and sales tax, when you're purchasing items, right? You're taxed every which way around, right? You save your money for retirement, all right? And now when it's time to withdraw out of retirement, you have to pay taxes on that money. They're finding a way to tax you all the way around, sock it to you all the way around, right? It's like, you know, it's insane. Look, and I wish I had an accountant here right now. So to see like all of the things that you really pay into. Okay. And I'll even go back to on talking about the American dream, right? Having a house, owning a home, right? Owning a home, being able to own property, have land, right? Yet you still have a mortgage to pay unless you pay outright, right? But guess what? Even if you paid outright, right? Don't pay your property tax. Don't pay your yearly property tax, or and your yearly water bill, right? Your house can be taken away. So all I'm offering is the truth, all right? All I'm offering is the truth. Um, we have to, and I'm seeing it, that people are waking up. How many times we are learning more and more about the truth every day, right? And when you discover the truth about what is really happening, right? What systems are in place to really keep you locked in at a certain level where you are not able to progress, right? Right? Having you believing certain things about yourself that is not true, having you think that you are not capable of achieving certain things, right? Keeping you thinking that the only way to really truly become successful is that you have to go to school and earn a degree. I'm not against education at all. It's beneficial to some extent. But even again, I've mentioned this before, even the biggest CEOs of companies and things like that will tell you where they don't even have a degree themselves, but they hire the people who do have it, and to get the job done, to bring them profits, right? To generate revenue for them and help their organization grow, right? So we have to wake up. You know that everything that we see is not real, right? And so you'll see, certain things on social media, and we think this is the case when it could be something totally different, because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And so especially for the younger folks, they're so, I guess, in this world of comparing, right? Comparing themselves to others, what they identify as being beauty, or what they identify as being this certain weight, or having this certain body type, right? Looking this certain way, wearing these certain type of clothes, whatever, right? A certain body image. So we have to really get to understand who we really are. And it's when you start really waking up that you will see. When you start really discover who you really are, and waking up and discovering, right, that you are limitless. You are limitless in the things that you can achieve and do. You are not put here on this planet just to go to work every day and pay bills, right? Go to work, pay bills, pay taxes. Go to work, pay bills, pay taxes. Go to work being stressed out every day at work. The hustle and bustle of everyday traffic just to get to work. That's not why we are here, right? That is not why we are here. We have a purpose. And so when you can get to understand yourself better, you will then get to understand your purpose. And then life will become more meaningful to you. Now, of course, it can come to the awakening can come to people at different times, right? And there's different levels, there's different time frames. One person can have this experience, this beautiful experience of waking up and understanding that we're all connected, understanding that we are all connected, we all matter. I'm talking down from the to the ants, from the ants to the trees, to the birds in the sky, right? To all the creatures on the planet, even to the worm in the ground. That how things are impacted and how one thing serves another in a way that we don't even understand and we don't even know, right? The tree has its own purpose to clean the air that we breathe, right? Everything has a purpose, right? Everything has a purpose, whether you see that and realize that or not, right? We all have a purpose.
If you are struggling with health issues like chronic pain, being held back by past traumas, or feeling overwhelmed and hopeless, please know there is hope. There is help. Transcendence, a woman's guide to healing and self-love for better health, happiness, and abundance, is a blueprint to help you get your life back and reclaim your health. Within its pages, you'll learn how to elevate your existence by shifting your mindset toward the positive, focusing your energy on what's really important, using gratitude to feel deep appreciation, changing your gene expression through epigenetics, building resilience, and living in a state of flow, feeling love overflow within. Go beyond an ordinary life. Transcend. Buy it now.
And so don't get caught up in thinking that, you have to do this a certain way, or you have to, like your ideas, don't suppress your ideas and dreams because you're afraid that that maybe people will laugh at your idea, or people may think it is a weird idea. That's good. That means you're on to something, okay? That means you're on to something. Because remember Morpheus' quote, they're so unplugged, right? And they're so unplugged. Oh, shucks. Hold on. How many times have you heard people come up with an idea on something, and people, friends or family will just shut down the whole idea, right? They'll shut it down, that whole idea. What? You can't do that. What? What? No, that sounds weird. That sounds crazy. No, that doesn't make sense. And, or you hear someone's story of someone else sharing this one. That's crazy. They can never do that. 6 months to a year later or so, or years down the line, that person end up following their dream, following their path, fulfilling their purpose, right? And was so successful at it, not without challenges and hurdles, right? Not without challenges and hurdles, but there was a purpose, and it happened, and it came to pass. It came to pass. Okay. So with your time of awakening and discovering, open your eyes to truth, there's going to be difficulties, right? Life is full of difficulties, and it's full of ups and downs, right? It's full of ups and downs, but it's how you adapt. It's how you are able to adapt that's going to make a difference. And your reluctance to give up, to keep striving, your reluctance to be resilient and to keep moving forward, right? To keep moving forward and pushing towards the greatness that lies within you, okay? Each of us have it. Each of us have it, but it stems from beliefs. And these are learned beliefs, right? Learned beliefs from childhood, right? Childhood, past experiences, and of when you're growing up. There's certain ideals and things that is instilled in us from when we are small. And from our childhood experiences, it shapes our personality into who we are and our ideals and beliefs. Okay. And I think I recently heard something about a 10-year-old boy that he shot some man, a 30-something-year-old man. I don't know, I just happened to hear it. You know, I don't pay attention and follow the news, but every now and then I would hear something, maybe someone you would hear someone talking about it or something like that. And he's only 10, so they didn't know how to charge this young man and young boy, because he's not even a man, young child, young kid. He's only 10 years old and committed murder at 10 years old. And they were also saying that there was something, he threatened someone maybe a year or two prior to someone at the school or something like that. So the child obviously is a troubled child. And I don't know, they would have to dig back further to see what went on and happened to this child to make this child violent that he would want to take another person's life at 10 years old. And obviously for which there's trouble, he has some trouble in his life. So our past experiences can shape our beliefs, right? And so how our brain works is that we either live in the past from past experiences and memories. And then the other part of how the brain works is through imagination. So a person having a vision, a goal, a dream, right? That is the imaginary part, right? And so when you're asked about if a question such as if money was no object and you can do whatever you want, right? What would you be doing? What would you want to do? What would you be doing? Right? And money was not a factor. What would you do? Ask yourself that question. What is it that I would want to do? And money was not an issue. Right? And so it's about shifting those ideas and beliefs. And you have to learn to think outside the box and learning how to leverage, right? Right. So people are venturing off, whether you want to call it a side hustle, doing something different until they can leave out from their jobs. A lot of people are doing that, right? Because they're seeing that it's just not worth it. What's really worth it for you? What really matters for you, right? Now, some people are very happy and content at their jobs. And if that is working for you, then please continue to do that. And if you're passionate and you love what you're doing, continue to do that, right? But then what I'm saying, my point of what I'm saying, there's more to life than just working, going to the hustle and bustle of a job every day, working to pay taxes and never seeing the fruits of your labor, or always and where it's affecting your mental health, right? And you're still struggling just to keep your head above water. That's not the American dream. That's not the American dream at all. That is not it. Okay? That is not it. So we have to see, and the thing is the hardest thing that people can do is change. The hardest thing that people can do is change, because it's hard to change a mindset who has been following certain beliefs and ideals for so long and has been indoctrinated since a child, right? And just following these certain beliefs, right? And so it's about having new ideas, new beliefs, right? About yourself and who you are, and understanding and knowing that you are capable of achieving great things if you believe. Remember how the brain works. Memory, past experiences, or future. So past and future, right? And somewhere in the middle is that present moment. But how the brain works. Past experiences, future experiences, which comes from dreaming, vision, imagination. Okay? So, what are some things that can help you? What are some things that can help you really to unplug from this matrix, right? Am I saying go out and quit your job today? No, that's not what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is learning how to de-stress, right? Learning how to de-stress and adapt to your current situation, right? Don't become content with it if you are looking for change, but to adapt and learn how to manage it where it is not being so frustrating and stressful for you and causing a lot of stress and mental anguish and frustration. That's not what you want. Doing practical steps. Practical steps. So if you want to find a way to really, you find yourself at a job where you are just undervalued, unappreciated, or you're somewhere where it's just constantly stress mode, then you may need to find something different. You may need to consider maybe moving to a different department, all right? Maybe moving to a different department if necessary. Sometimes that could be make all the difference. Maybe moving to a different shift, right? Maybe changing your shift from morning to night or second shift to night shift or whatever, vice versa, whatever, right? Finding that way in between to find that sweet spot that works for you while you work on doing what you were meant to do, becoming who you were meant to be. Maybe you're the one that is going to start this amazing foundation, this amazing nonprofit. Maybe that's you. Maybe you are the one who is going to write this amazing bestseller, right? Maybe you are the one who is just going to take someone by the hand. Maybe you're just be someone who is want to visit the children, do some volunteer work and visit the children at the children's hospital, right? And share your time that way, or volunteer with hospice patients. I don't know, whatever that is for you, right? Whatever that is for you, right? And so these are the ways that you can liberate yourself from the matrix, right? And remember the importance of self-care, right? Practicing self-care. So you don't want to be in stress mode all the time. You don't want to be in stress mode all the time. You got to find ways to make it work, right? You have to find the way to make it work for you so it's doable, right? And the most important thing is the mindset. The most important thing is that mindset, and it stems from beliefs. What are your beliefs? What do you believe? What do you believe is true about yourself? Do you believe you're capable? Do you believe that you are good enough to start this business? Do you believe that you are good enough to write this book? Do you think that you're capable? Are you qualified? What does it take to be qualified? All it takes is your own personal experience, right? To be qualified to write a book, start your own business, whatever from your skill set, things that you've learned, right? How you can benefit and serve others. What is it? What is it that you can do? What is it that you bring, right? And again, with the vision and imagination, everyone is not going to see it because everyone is not where you are. And so as you awaken to a higher level, right? As you awaken, someone may not be where you are. So when they may not understand it, right? It's okay. And because remember, they're going by certain beliefs and values that was instilled in them too. And some people think it's impossible. No, you can't do that. You can't own a franchise. You can't run a business, right? But it's all in what you hold in your mind and what you believe. What do you believe? What are you good enough? The question is yes. Yes, you are good enough. You are good enough and you're capable and you are qualified, right? So affirmations alone will not work, right? Affirmations alone won't work. It's a strong conviction of belief. Believing in the things that has already happened as if it is already done, right? It is already done, right? And so one of the things that I like to do is, and I got this, I think, from Bob Proctor. I'm so happy and grateful now that, I'm so happy and grateful now that, fill in the blank, right? Whatever it is for you, okay? So for those of you who don't know who Bob Proctor is, he is a mentor. He's written several books. He's like a big name. All right, so Google him, okay? All right, so I think I covered just about everything that I wanted to cover. Let me see if I wanted to make sure I went over everything. Okay. So you won't always have family support, right? You won't always have family and friends support because they cannot see what you see, right? And so their belief system may not be your newfound belief system once you've shifted your mindset. So expect that. Don't expect for them to be supportive of you right away, right? Until they see your success, they will never believe. All right. Until they see your success, that achievement, that thing for you, they will never believe. All right. And be okay with that. All right. So living beyond the matrix, right, is that change in lifestyle. Surround yourself with people who you want to be like. You don't want to be that person, you're yourself. But like those who you want, their success and what they have accomplished and where you're trying to go, surround yourself with people like that. You may not be able to reach them and see them physically, right? Start paying attention, reading some books. Reading some books that's going to empower you, right? Empower you to shift your mindset as well as take action. All right? Reading some books. All right. So also making sure that you're doing stuff for your self-care, right? Making sure you're doing stuff for your own self-care and wellness. Always be willing to learn and educate yourself. Always be willing to learn and educate yourself. All right? Start using some critical thinking. Start using some critical thinking, right? What is the best option? You don't always have to have all the answers, right? But what if you have an idea or something? Listen, you guys heard of ChatGPT, right? It's totally free. Put some ideas in there. Put some ideas. Maybe you have an idea on something. Be descriptive. Be descriptive, right? So for those of you who have heard of ChatGPT, you know about it. It's an AI, artificial intelligence. You can use that. Maybe you want to write a book on a certain topic, right? Ask ChatGPT, create an outline on the topic of such and such. Whatever you want it to entail, create an outline topic, and it's going to generate stuff for you. And if you don't like that, be specific. Tell them exactly what you're looking for. Tell it to the AI, and it's going to shoot you out a whole list of stuff, right? Let it be your friend. Make AI your friend, okay? Surround yourself with positive people who are looking to go where you're trying to go. They're on that mindset of personal development, right? Wellness, personal development, entrepreneurship, whatever it is, right? Positive people, where you are keeping your energy levels up, right? And your mindset in a positive vibration, right? You want to make sure that you're keeping your mindset at a high level of positive vibes. Okay? So I think I went over a lot of what I wanted to cover, but you don't want to stay plugged in. Now, for those who do, I mean, to each his own, right? But I'm really speaking to those who know that you were put here for a purpose. You were put here for a reason. You are the ambitious one. You are the avid learner. You are the seeker, right? The seeker, the learner, the ambitious one, the one who wants to make a difference, right? The one who has a purpose and not afraid to take chances, not afraid to step out of the box, to get unplugged and stop believing all of these things that we've been taught. Do you know how many women of color or Black African Americans and women of color, minority women, right? And so while we are here, while we are alive and still have breath in our bodies, right? We should be doing what we can to take care of it, nurture it, nourish it, and all of that good stuff. And always having our mindset, keeping our mind clear and free of negativity when possible, right? As much as possible. Doing things that we can to improve our mental, physical, spiritual wellness, as well as financial, social, emotional wellness. That's important, right? The emotional wellness. It's important. All right. I think that is all I have for you for now. I'm just looking at my notes here. All right. And yeah, I covered just about everything. So if you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Okay. And until next time, I hope you want to get unplugged and get out of the matrix. Don't stay stuck in the matrix. Okay? Don't stay stuck in the matrix. Remember, you're awakening and this journey of truth, right? Because you are great. You are destined for greatness. You're powerful, amazing, healthy, strong. You are destined to do great things in this life. Bye for now.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Health Coach for Women with Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.